Hello and welcome to the SheerLuxe Show. I'm Charlotte Collins and I'm back with a great show for you today. From fashion to food to mental health and beauty, there is something to tick every box. First up, with eating disorders massively on the rise during the pandemic, I'm joined by Hope Virgo, an award-winning mental health advocate and campaigner. She's here to tell her story and to offer advice if you're suffering or if someone you know is. Later, journalist Idalia Salsamendi is coming to us live from Copenhagen Fashion Week. From what she's wearing to the best views of the shows, you won't want to miss her vlog. SheerLuxe's beauty editor Becky is here with her 3 hottest products for August, followed by executive chef Paddy Williams of the Kudu Collective, a Michelin bib gourmand South African themed restaurant in Peckham. He's going to be showing us how to barbecue an incredibly sexy sandwich. Trust me, it is mouth-wateringly good. And finally, stylist Paddy Williams is here with her tips for how to look chic at the beach. But first up, it's panel chat with Heather and Laura. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Yeah. It's been over for a few days, but we thought we couldn't do a panel chat without talking about the Olympic Games, which obviously ended on Sunday. Did you guys watch? Did you get involved? We chatted a bit about it on the podcast, didn't we, this week?
Yeah, no, I loved it. It was great. I liked the timing, actually. I think I said on the podcast, like waking up in the morning and being like, right, how have we been doing? But there was still enough to go out, like, throughout the afternoon, so you could sort of watch things live as well. Yeah. Got massive.
Laura, were you watching?
I did. I watched early in the morning. I was away, so I was sort of, when I was up having my cup of tea in the morning, I kind of catch up a bit, but I listened to the podcast. Great knowledge. I feel like I learned quite a lot listening to you guys.
It's true. Well, what I love about it is that everybody sort of hooks on to a different person, don't they, and a different story, and there are so many stories that you can kind of, everybody can find something to connect to. We thought we'd talk about our favourite people. So Heather, who was your star, British star, obviously, we're going to talk about the Brits, British star of the Olympic Games?
So I went for Laura Muir, just because, she had never won before and she's always had this potential to be amazing, and then like finally managed to get a silver medal, which she wasn't expecting to do at all, and just she did it really easily, and just the pure emotion of her actually having done this amazing thing was amazing to watch. So yeah, had a little cry watching her not acceptance speech, but when she's being interviewed. But no, I thought I was just so pleased for her.
It's so emotive, isn't it? I don't know. Did you guys watch the BBC kind of closing footage on Sunday? They did a kind of roundup of it, and we happened to catch it. And oh my god, they're like, it's going to make you cry, and you kind of sit there. And it's so emotional.
Well, they work so hard, don't they?
It really is like, it's kind of the raw everything of humanity, isn't it? It's the pure joy, pure gut-wrenchingness as well. Like, it's everything. Laura, who was your standout of the Games?
So each morning, as I said, I get up and my little girl, who's 7, got really into it. She loves sports. So she got really into the diving, really into the swimming. And then this Sky Brown, who's 13, who won on the skateboarding, was just, it's so young.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I just thought she was awesome.
She was so cool.
Her name is just very cool. She could only be called Sky to do that, but she was just awesome. 13. I didn't really understand how she won. The way they were all I don't understand the sport enough, but it was really exciting.
There are so many sports where I don't understand the scoring whatsoever.
Judo?
No,
not a clue.
No, so few.
Not a clue.
Sky Brown is incredible. She also, so for Paris in 2024, she is competing in both skateboarding and surfing.
Well, I didn't know that.
And how cool is this? For the Paris Olympics, the surfing and water sports activities are taking place in French Polynesia.
Oh my god.
Like Fiji. So
that's cool.
Slightly different to Paris. But anyway, she's got a lot of traveling.
She's really cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
She'll only be 16 then as well, won't she? That's amazing.
But surfing and skateboarding, she's just...
She does live in LA. I think that helps.
Does she?
Yeah. Harder to be a pro at that in London.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing her from, like a rural town in the UK.
I have to give a shout out to Tom Daley, obviously. I don't think you can talk about the Olympics without talking about Tom Daley. And I think probably he might, Sky Brown might be a bit of a predecessor, or not predecessor, like a similar story.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
I think the reason that he's so celebrated and loved is because he started out so young.
I feel like we've travelled on his journey with him, and I still remember his dad being such a support, and then that all ending, and I was just so thrilled when he finally won. It was just so exciting.
So exciting. You have to go on his Instagram page, and he's done just like a really short little montage video from, that it starts with when he's like 12, and it's a dream him, like he's done his drawing, and he's like, oh, this is my dream, this is me diving in 2012 London Olympics, and then it's with his dad. Watch it. It's his whole journey, and it's really lovely. But anyway, to see him finally win gold just amazing.
And the pure strength of them
Yeah.
is like
It's amazing,
unreal,
isn't
isn't it? You can see
Ridiculous.
every single muscle in his whole body.
Yeah, insane.
Absolutely amazing.
And we've got to give a shout out to his knitting.
I
as well.
know,
Incredible.
amazing.
Amazing. What a talented
Amazing.
guy.
Amazing.
And he seems really lovely, doesn't he? Just
So nice. He's so handsome as
Yeah.
well. Just
what a guy.
What a guy. What a guy. I really love you. Okay, speaking of celebrities, sort of, we couldn't help but notice a news story that went around this week about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, who said on a podcast, this is Dax Shepard's podcast, that they're not very frequent bathers. I'll read you the quote. Mila said, "I don't wash my body with soap every day, but I wash," this is gross to me, "I wash pits and tits and holes and soles. When I had children, I also didn't wash them every day. I wasn't the parent that bathed my newborns ever." And Ashton also said, "I only wash my crotch and armpits every day." How do we feel about that? I'm just not sure you should talk about it publicly, should you?
Yeah,
It's a strange thing to declare, but I don't know what the question was. Though.
True.
that is
be
true.
honest.
But I still think you should maybe keep that to yourself.
Why did it come up? I do think many interviews start with like, "So do you wash regularly?"
Yeah.
or-
I don't think I'll look at them in the same way.
No, I
It's also
agree.
it's just the phrasing as well. I just think
Yeah.
it's a little unnecessary.
Pits and tits and holes and soles.
Yeah, it's the
Me.
holes that. Ooh.
We were talking before though, do you reckon it means that they do kind of shower every day and that what she doesn't do is wash her legs and arms with soap?
So
every
she's
day?
really scrubbing.
Technically, this could mean that she has a shower every day, but she just
And the soap filters down.
yeah.
Oh, that's
I think it's the
fine.
worst thing.
I thought she meant like she was using the sink and a flannel, which is slightly different.
This agreed. Very
Again,
different.
why would you say it though? Like,
Yeah, agree. Yeah,
I
like,
don't
you
need
know
a
any of this
picture of her
information.
scrubbing her legs. You know,
No,
like
agreed. But anyway, I don't wash my hair with soap every day.
I've never thought about it until we were saying
Yeah.
earlier, like, what do you do? And I think I am quite a scrubber.
Whole
I
body.
think here, and then the soap just flows down
Flows
to your
down.
legs.
Yeah, that's kind of what I always hope for as well.
Yeah.
But maybe we are
Maybe
just as
we're
gross.
grim.
Maybe we are also pits and tits and holes and soles people.
Maybe you could phrase it differently.
I think I will.
Yeah.
Of course. Or I just won't talk about it.
Well, quite.
It did get us thinking about celebrities and kind of appearance, I suppose, because there's a bit of a trend. If you look at current photos of Justin Bieber, Harry Styles, a lot of male celebrities in particular are going for a slightly more grungy look. And it got us thinking about polished men versus slightly grungier men. And what are you into? Like, where do you draw the line? Harry Styles is looking very kind of, there's a lot of facial hair, there's a lot of, it's always in the accessories as well, isn't it? Old band tees, lots of necklaces. Kind of where do you fall on the clean guy scale? Heather?
I'm probably, definitely more on the grungier scale, I think. Just because I used to like rock music, well, I still do, but as in growing up as a teenager, I was definitely into that sort of like grubby men.
Who was your like dream pin-up as a teenager?
Oh, God. I should have thought about this before. I don't like obscure band members. Nobody will
Do you
know.
like long hair?
Yeah. Or like, probably not so much now, but definitely like, beards, long hair,
Yeah.
tattoos,
Okay.
piercings.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Laura?
So we're quite opposite.
I think also, can I just say, my boyfriend looks nothing like that.
No,
I was
so
gonna
it's
say.
yeah.
Well, I've met Tobias. I don't like. I'm not a Love Island clean, skinny jean wearing, shaved armpits
Yeah.
kind of girl. But I also have a certain level of cleanliness that I think they need to sort of adhere to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think is there somewhere in the middle? I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
so.
I think they should. I think it's groomed, but with like some hair.
Edge.
Yeah, a little bit of stubble.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
yeah.
there's, to me, it's the guys that, sorry guys if you do this, but I don't think that
Wax
would
their
watch the
chest.
show. Wax or even shave because then they get the stubble on the chest.
Is that a thing? Shaving your chest?
Probably.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, of course it is. For like the Love Island type guys.
Do they shave their chest?
Yeah, I think they do.
I wish they showed a bit more of that on Love
know,
Island.
they
I'd
do.
like
their
to
nails
learn.
are fresh every week.
Their nails.
That would be the
Yeah, because they're
fascinating
girls.
stuff.
Oh right,
As in, like,
yeah,
they're having
yeah,
green
yeah.
hair.
I quite like.
Yeah, like their roots are getting done.
Yeah.
But I quite like watching. Is it Jake who was blow drying his hair last night? It was like, fascinating.
I know. They
Curling.
know what they're doing, these
Yeah.
guys, don't they? Who was when you were a teenager, like your dream man?
This is so hard. I don't.
Was there not like one guy you had
Actually,
loads of
I
posters of?
did
Go on.
love Johnny
Oh.
Depp, and I think he's
Oh,
a
okay.
good way of being like, long haired.
Mark
and
from Take
grungy,
That.
but fit.
Mark from Tate. I think Mark from Tate, that's quite grungy and fit though.
Now, at the
No.
time he wasn't. He was like curtains and looked like a child.
Yeah.
Like Ben from A1. Hot. Do you remember Ben from
I
A1
do
with the
know
curtains?
exactly who you mean.
We were talking before about Duncan James from Blue, and I said that when I was 11, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but anyway, when I was 11, I saw him at a concert and he took his shirt off and I cried.
I think
So
you're
hard
young
to
enough
make
to get
sense.
away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anyway, he's beautiful. I like Duncan. I still love you. Finally, let's talk about holidays. Roman Kemp said on his Capital show this week that he always packs an extension cord when he goes on holiday. I think this is very sensible.
Oh, genius. Taking
Really
inspiration
genius.
from that.
Exactly. So he has, all the plug sockets that he needs for his tech. So we wanted to discuss what we take on holiday. Essentials. What do you never travel without that people might not think of?
I put 2, which is a bit of a cheat, but I feel like I've spoken about packing cubes before, but I literally can't go anywhere. I won't even go for a weekend away without my packing cubes. I love them.
Mm-hmm. Where are yours from?
Mine are actually from Tiba and Marl, but I have another pack from Amazon, which aren't quite as good. I think they need a bit of give in them.
Yeah. Well,
Can't be too risky. Yeah, exactly. But then recently, I gave my husband for his birthday these Yeti mugs. Have you heard of that brand? They're like the ultimate cool box. Very super cool.
Yeah.
And I gave him the travel mugs of those, and we took them with us when we've just been on holiday. So great. Had a cup of tea on the way to the airport.
Excellent.
And then, we were not in sort of sunny climes. We were doing a bit of a staycation, but on a windy, blowy beach, absolutely amazing. I take my coffee with me and sit there and watch the kids swim. And then the other days I took some ice in there for my wine. Stay cold all day.
That's actually really clever.
Yeah, I really can't recommend it enough. It's excellent.
Okay. Noted, thank you. And then what do you always travel without?
The thing, this sounds really weird, but I put coffee bags in mine just because the amount of times, even when I've gone to stay at friend's house and then you go down the next morning and they've only got decaf coffee, and then I'm just like a zombie for the whole day. So yeah, a few little, you can get coffee bags now. They look like tea bags. They're just
do they taste good?
Yeah.
Do
I
they?
first tried them when I went to Japan. They have them in any sort of hotel room instead of an espresso machine.
Yeah.
They're genuinely really
It's quite
good.
nice having your home comforts. Just
Yes.
thinking about like a pillowcase. I would take a pillowcase.
Would you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, no,
really?
I don't do that.
If you were going to like a hotel or just...
Yeah.
Anyway, you're going.
Yeah, and if I don't have one, I'd sleep on like a jumper or something.
Oh, really?
Even at a really nice hotel.
High maintenance much.
That's all right.
It's not that I just pack as light as I can, so I just basically don't take anything.
Pillowcase
nice.
is quite small, you could probably fit a pillowcase into your packing.
Too.
So mine is an eye mask, which I know like a lot of people, that's not so rogue, but I really, really struggle to sleep if there's light. And I've forgotten it once, and it was the night we got engaged and we stayed in a hotel, and it was all super late and I was looking around and I couldn't find it. But I literally can't sleep with it. It's the weight as well when you're used to it.
Yeah.
I slept with a pair of knickers on my head. I had to. I literally didn't know what else to do, and they were clean. But yeah, because I literally put them
Do you
over my
sleep
head.
with an eye mask every day at home?
Yes.
Amazing.
Okay.
So
Ben
I'm
was
so
like, "What
used
have
to
I done?"
Yeah.
How did you sleep on the plane to get there? Did you?
No, I hadn't. Sorry, it was like a staycation within a holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that
anyway.
was right.
No, it was just the one night.
Excuse me while I just.
No. It was just the one night while we stayed in the hotel. Anyway, so I take multiple now, to be sure. Okay. Thank you both so much. I love the chat. All right, next up is a treat for the fashionistas among us. Journalist and content creator Idalia Salsamendi has been enjoying Copenhagen Fashion Week this week, and she has vlogged the best bits for us from runway to street style. Take a look.
You're full of confidence and cheap
Hey guys, it's Idalia Salsamendi here at the St. Petri Hotel getting ready for Copenhagen Fashion Week. Wanted to take you behind the scenes before our busy day today. These are all the outfits lined up for the week. And then of course the shoes down here. And we cannot forget the accessories. So this is where I pick and choose what I want to wear with every single look. And I'm bringing you along with me for everything today. So let's get the day started. So we're at Guestus and I'm wearing all Guestus. just did a quick outfit change and I'm on the way to Romaine. Let's do this.
You put on quite a show. You think that I dig it. And I can turn my life into an invitation. I don't know. Why can't you take a hint and just be loud? I know I look so fine, but baby I won't lie. And while you're by my side.
Alrighty, SheerLuxe, we just finished the Robin show and I am off to dinner. Thanks for spending the day with me. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, and I'll catch you next Fashion Week. Ciao!
Welcome back. I'm now joined by the award-winning mental health campaigner and ambassador for the Sure Mind Foundation, Hope Virgo, who suffered with anorexia for 4 years. She fought the hardest battle of her life to beat it and is now in recovery, campaigning to bring change to the way eating disorders are treated and assessed in the UK. Welcome, Hope. It's so lovely to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thanks so much for having me.
Can you start by telling us a bit about your story, kind of what happened? Just tell us.
Perfect. So I developed anorexia when I was about 12, 13 years old. I'd grown up in quite a dysfunctional family, was also sexually abused at the age of 12, and a combination of all of that and feeling like I was sitting with all of this emotion, I had to find a way to process it and to deal with it. But because I hated feeling any of that emotion, I ended up kind of turning to food and exercise as a bit of a coping mechanism. And I always think of the anorexia to me when I was a child, definitely, as being something that was like a best friend. It told me what to eat, what to drink, how much exercise I should do. And the more I did it, the better I felt about every single thing going on around me. You kind of fast forward over the next 4 years, and I'd hidden it from everyone around me. I lied an awful lot, was very secretive. But eventually my school got in touch with my mum. I then went to my doctor, and then was finally referred to the Children's Adolescent Mental Health Services, so CAMS. Was there for about 6 months. At kind of, I guess through that time, I still wasn't able to realise there was anything the matter with me. I was convinced that everybody else was trying to take away this one thing in my life that just made everything make sense. And so constantly like putting up these walls, pretending like I was okay. Eventually though, after 6 months there, I hit what was my rock bottom, and I think for everybody, the rock bottom is so, so different. But for me, it was ending up in treatment. And I spent a year living in an inpatient unit, kind of learning about food, exercise. But the really big thing for me was actually learning to just talk about how I felt and learning to process things in the right way. And realising that the eating disorder, whilst it served a purpose back then, actually it didn't need to hold on to me in that sense anymore.
Wow. How are you now? That's obviously then kind of in your late teens. How has that kind of manifested later? Have you been able to cling on to those coping mechanisms that you were taught at that time?
Yeah, so I always say I'm in like ongoing recovery. When I left treatment, I went straight to uni. I then went travelling, and at that point, I actually thought I was fully recovered. I was totally relaxed around food and exercise, my body, everything. But I've relapsed in 2016. And following my relapse, I definitely kind of settled at this space in my recovery where I still was really afraid of certain foods. I still had a lot of belief systems. And over the last year and a half, probably, mainly because of the pandemic and having so much more time to just kind of think about where I'm at, I realized that actually I wasn't happy with where I was anymore. I wasn't happy that I had settled at that space. And so over the last 6 months, I've like really, really been pushing myself and challenging myself to unpack a lot of my belief system, but also to kind of think about actually what do I want my future to look like. And for me now it's like a daily thing, like actually I need to keep challenging this. I need to have food that worries me, and go out for last minute things, even if it makes me feel really uncomfortable.
It's amazing for you that I guess you had the tools already so that you could treat the pandemic as a kind of, reflective period, right? But for a lot of people who might be suffering an eating disorder, before the pandemic, presumably lockdown has been just the worst possible scenario.
Yeah, it has. And we've seen a massive increase in people struggling. I think hospital admissions are up by 266%.
Oh my God.
And
wow.
that doesn't even take into account all of those people who are functioning at a high level with an eating disorder, who just aren't able to get any treatment, aren't able to get any support, or maybe even really aren't sure they've got anything the matter with them.
Yeah.
And I do think that because of the uncertainty, the isolation, things like that, actually, that's two things that eating disorders really, really thrive off. And I think kind of wider than that, we've just had this pandemic, which is just so fixated on food and bodies and dieting and baking, that it's just put more and more pressure on people who maybe are already struggling with a food-related issue.
Yeah, that's so true. So obviously, that there are people who, you just made a distinction between people who might be really suffering and might know it and people who don't. So for friends, for family, what are the warning signs? What should you look out for? Or for yourself, if you're, you said for months you weren't even sure that you had an issue. So what are those triggers?
Yeah, so I think if it's for yourself, firstly, it's so difficult to spot it in yourself because you normalize a lot of those behaviors, whether it's an exercise, whether it's a food-related issue. But I do think as soon as you start to think that actually food is dictating your day-to-day, whether that's you've cut back on so much stuff or you need to exercise a certain amount, and the thought of changing that up causes you so much anxiety, that is probably when something isn't quite right. I do think that a lot of people in society sit on quite a disordered spectrum around food. And I would flag that as something that's probably a little bit of a concern. It isn't necessarily a diagnosed eating disorder, but it's definitely a concern within that. And then I think if you're looking out for it in others, it's people who maybe become really withdrawn, people who maybe are looking slightly distracted around meal times, or you might have friends who now have such kind of regimented structure and rules around what they do and don't eat. If you're a female, you might lose your period. But again, not everyone will lose their period as well. And then there are visible signs. So kind of people looking really tired a lot of the time, maybe someone quite withdrawn in their face, kind of white coloured, bit yellowy in places as well. And also there is some weight loss for some people and change in muscular physique. But I always say we cannot wait until we see the visible signs before we start having those conversations.
And for the women who, we'll come back to, the people who are really suffering in a moment, but for the people who feel like their world is sort of dictated by, it's so hard not to be, and with Instagram, all the usual things that people talk about when it comes to body image, and how do you know in yourself if, for you is the pinnacle basically that you should have kind of no concerns about what you eat? How do you know if your healthy habits are teetering into an obsession in that way?
It's really hard. And I think it's hard because, like you said, things like Instagram, social media, the kind of modern society just makes us have these ideals that you have to be good enough by looking a certain way or eating certain foods. But it is, for me, as soon as you cross over to the fact that actually you don't allow yourself to have anything that you might deem as unhealthy, or the thought of it makes you really, really anxious, that is then when there's a red flag. I think, for me, it's important to have a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet, but you still need to be letting yourself and having fun with nice foods, going out as well, and making sure, I think, within that actually that your general well-being is in check too.
Sure. If you know that you're suffering, and if any of our watchers, our viewers know that there's something wrong, what do you advise? What are the first steps that you should take?
So I always say go to the GP, which I hate saying because I know that services are so overstretched right now, and unless you're severely underweight, you're not very likely to get support. But I think go to your GP, get your bloods done, get your hormones checked, get everything kind of checked over so that you have some kind of guidance on actually where things are currently sitting.
Why is that? Because that will give you a bit of a wake-up call? I mean, because obviously it's a mental health thing as much as it's a physical thing. So is that in order to understand kind of how detrimental you're being to your own body?
Yeah, and I think having that does give a wake-up call for some people. I think having that is vital generally, because it might also flag concerns with the GP from a physical perspective. But you've hit the nail totally on the head there, because it's an illness that crosses between mental and physical services, which is why often we completely kind of disregard it in so many cases. I do also think it is about identifying one or two people, if possible, that you can have a really honest conversation with. I tend to find that doing it in quite a matter-of-fact way, maybe sending an email, a quick text to people, doing it like that, and actually kind of thinking about actually what support can other people give you in that space. And then making sure that you're going back to some sort of routine. So a routine about your structured meals and snacks throughout the day, creating your social media in such a way that actually you're not being inundated with diet culture. And then I think as well, like taking some time to actually think about what you want out of your life. Like so often with eating disorders, we think that they make us totally invincible. And we think that just by doing what we're doing, that everything will be okay and that it will all be fine. But I think so often we don't realise that actually deep down, how the eating disorder is making us feel is just so horrible. And we've got that dull ache, we're functioning at that high level. So sometimes I do think it's about taking a little bit of a step back and actually thinking to yourself, do you know what, actually, I want to do all of this other stuff with life. For me, I know that when I have children, I want to be able to go and get a pastry with them every now and again. But actually, if I let the eating disorder dictate my every move, it will stop that happening. So set those motivations, set those goals within it.
Yeah, that's great advice. If you're friends or family of somebody who does have a problem and who has acknowledged they've had a problem, what is the best thing you can do to be there for them? How do you do that?
Be direct, have a direct conversation about it. But remember that the eating disorder is serving a purpose for that individual. It's a symptom that something else isn't going right for them. So maybe try and unpack that with them. If they announce at a dinner table or beforehand they can't eat certain foods because they're afraid of what will happen, maybe kind of work out actually, where did you get that belief from? Where's that come from? Has it come from diet culture? Has it come from society? And maybe take a little bit of a step back with that. And then I think as well, just creating happy memories, making sure that you're doing activities that don't happen around food all the time, going out there, trying to give them a bit of a love of life back, because that will help them to just look beyond the eating disorder.
Okay. And for people, the same question, I guess, but for people who have friends and family who they suspect they might have a problem, but they won't talk about it or they won't admit to it, how do you begin to help those people?
So the first thing I think is to remember that actually some people will need to get support from the NHS or from private treatment in order to accept that anything is the matter. Eating disorders are such competitive illnesses, so quite often people will judge whether they're deserving to get well based on what support they've got.
Gosh, yeah.
So I do think obviously keep signposting them to services where you can. Be patient, be understanding, try and come up with a bit of a plan with them maybe every Sunday night about what food is going to be in place throughout the week that they can have. A big one is distraction around mealtime. So often after a mealtime, the person will be sitting with a lot of anxiety, be feeling quite stressed, they might bloat slightly. But actually having that distraction in place to help just distract them from that, whether it's talking, whether it's watching a movie, going for a walk, things like that. And I think as well, like just remembering that actually they're not completely the eating disorder. Like don't just look at them and see that, like treat them like a human, treat them like you would normally as well. Because again, that helps them to understand that actually there is so much more to life than that.
They need to separate themselves from it.
Yep.
Got you. I hope we could honestly talk all day. Dump the Scales, I have to ask you about. This is your campaign. Tell us about it. What is it? What's it doing?
So Dump the Scales is all about making sure that every single person who has an unhealthy relationship with food or exercise can get treatment. So often when we think of eating disorders, we all think of the white, teenage, emaciated girl. But actually that is such a small percent of people. And we know statistically that actually only 6% of people with an eating disorder are ever going to fall into that underweight category.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Gosh, that is crazy. Yeah, that's
so yeah, the campaign is basically trying to change that. So looking at things around funding, looking at education, and also making sure that GPs have the right resources in place to offer that immediate support.
Okay, amazing. And it's going well so far?
Yeah, so it's got over 100,000 signatures.
Amazing.
I do a lot of work with the government around it, and I did take it to Downing Street just before COVID.
Oh, great.
It's just, I think at the moment, it's like just trying to keep the noise and the motivation up about it.
Perfect. Well, you're here to do just that. So thank you so much. We'll put the link, obviously, to the campaign in the show notes below. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. It's always feels so quick, but we could talk all day. Thank you. So interesting. And we hope that we've helped somebody watching in some way. Please do follow Hope for more information on this really tough subject. Thank you. Next up, take a look at Becky's 3 best products for a serious summer glow.
Hi everybody, I'm Rebecca Hull, SheerLuxe's beauty editor, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 products that are guaranteed to give you a natural looking glow. My first pick is the brand Glow Recipe and their Watermelon Glow Dew Drops. Now these are brimming with niacinamide, which is kind of known to take down redness in your skin, care for it and really plump it out to give it that quenching glow. As I applied it, you can see it's got this kind of clear quality to it. So it's brilliant if you're someone that doesn't love shimmer and you still want to get that glow. You can either apply it before your makeup and leave it on your skin to just have that kind of wet look quality, or you can mix it in with your foundation just for that kind of soft dewiness that hits the light really well and makes you look healthy. Second pick is the Vive Skin Dew Glow Multitasker. Now this is brilliant if you are someone that wants more of a rich, glossy finish with a little bit of shimmer to it, but just the right amount. There's not too much inside. It has that kind of gold quality to it that just hits the light beautifully, and you can use this over your cheekbones, over your eyelids, on your cupid's bow, anywhere you just want to catch the light a little bit, or just apply it neat to your skin, almost like a primer, and it'll just really give you a soft, believable glow. Brilliant to be applied with fingers too, because it helps to kind of massage the product into your skin. Your fingers will warm it up so that your skin absorbs it much better. Last but not least is the brand Jones Road, and it is by no other than makeup master Bobbi Brown, and it is her Miracle Balm, and I am using shade Dusty Rose. Inside you can see it's got this kind of balmy quality to it, which already means you'll get that lustrous glow that you can see on my cheeks, but the benefit of this is that it comes with a kind of pinky colour that gives you a little bit of a warm flush with that dewy quality at the same time. It's got castor seed and castor oil in as well to really nourish and hydrate the skin, which is why you get such brilliant luminosity from it. Use it all over again, on your lips, on your cheeks, on your lids. It's really multi-purpose, but fundamentally brilliant for bringing about the glow. Thanks for tuning in to my top 3 glow-giving picks. For more beauty news and updates and product reviews, do head over to SheerLuxe.co.uk.
We're going to do a South African classic called the braaibrookie. It's pretty much a toasty done over the fire. It's a South African staple. It's probably one I have with every single braai that we have at home. And I'm going to show you how to do my one. So pretty much it's a tomato, cheese, red onion, and some good sourdough. I serve mine with a little bit of a blatjang, or South African style chutney. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your red onion. If you have a mandolin at home, that would work perfectly. I'm going to do some tomato. Sort of nice thick slices of tomato. The stale of the bread, a little bit better. Not too heavy on the outside. So now we're going to sort of like build it all up. So you're going to go cheese, your onions and your tomatoes. We're going to add a bit of salt. Then I've just got a bit of a mixture, which is just coriander seeds and black pepper. So we're just going to put that in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sort of tie it up with a bit of string just to make sure that it doesn't move around, because it is quite highly stacked. So just lay out some string and we're just going to tie up a nice little bow. I'm just going to trim off all the excess. And that's it. Just going to plonk it on. Important just to be able to put your hand over the fire and not be too hot. You just want it to slightly toast and let that heat permeate through the bread. And that's it. Let it go. Great, so you can see it's got good color on it. The cheese is a little bit melted on the inside there. You want the tomatoes nice and warm. The onion still needs to be a little bit raw. So we're going to take this off now, cut the string, cut it in half, and plate it up.
Welcome back. Now, Karen Williams is one of the UK's top stylists, magazine and television contributor, and few women know more about how to look good than she does. She's here with me today to chat all things being chic on the beach. Welcome, Karen. It's so lovely to have you.
Lovely to be here. Thank you so much. What an intro.
You've got, I mean, so much fun, fabulous beach fashion to show us today. It's not really the weather for it, is
it's
it?
not the weather.
We're going to go with it.
But do you know what? It's about just creating that vibe and just creating a vibe in your head and going with it anyway, regardless of what's going on around you.
We're going to manifest it.
Manifest
it. It's irrelevant. So,
and fabulous is my middle name.
Well, there we go. Well, you've got a lot of fabulous stuff to show us. So let's start with your first look. What have you got?
So my first look, this dress is from Mango, and this just brings the sunshine.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have the sunshine, so you bring the sunshine to the world.
Yeah.
And this dress does all of that. there's a lot of kind of one shoulder frills and fabulous around this season. I think that really is because we're having such a terrible time.
Yeah.
So I love this. I've actually styled it up into a bit of a 70s sort of serpentine vibe.
There's a kind of Del Boy's apartment going on with this in the best possible way. Do you know what I mean? I love
Definitely
it.
the best possible way. So yeah, I've kind of created a bit of a sort of serpentine, sort of 70s vibe here. And, you know, headscarves are just really, you know, big at the moment. I mean, they're all over the shops. I'm not actually seeing that many people in them. But
on the beach, how useful? Get your hair in face.
Very useful. And do you know what? If it doesn't look great on your head, because I'm not really one of those people who can wear it around my head, you can put it around your basket. You know, you can, you know, put it around your hair and just, you know, just do your thing and just get creative with it.
It's a good pop of colour, isn't
exactly.
it?
It's a great way to sort of introduce a really fun accessory. I love this. This is actually... one's from sort of Zara, a little high-waisted sort of flower power vibe, and then you've got your little, you know, your little bikini top, underwide bikini top. This one's from Browns, I think. But yeah, it's just nice, a bit of high street and high end mixed in there. Right? And then what have I done here? I can't remember what I've styled up the.
We've added it with the black shoes.
Was it the black shoes? Or it was these shoes?
Let's have these shoes then. It's these shoes.
Yeah, let's go with these.
It's these ones.
Yeah, just quite a lot of print. I'm not a massive print fan, but I can do it.
So what is your tip for people who aren't big print fans but want to kind of dabble? What do you do? Go for accessories?
Well, I mean, accessories. I mean, you've got your bikini here. I mean, there's quite a lot of print going on here. But yeah, again, just add bits and pieces in, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm one of these people, I would like to say if it doesn't feel comfortable, don't do it. But I'm all about stepping out of your comfort zone and feeling uncomfortable because otherwise you don't grow.
Okay, so very wise.
There you go.
Small doses here, so something that everybody can get on board
and
with.
I think I've what have I got here? Have I got the
black bag?
I can't remember. Was it the black bag?
Both bags would look great.
Basketry is, well, you've seen them everywhere. Yeah. Basketry has been massive this season, and I love the fact that this is a black basket. You don't often see this. Yeah. It's by Kinka. Absolutely love it. Can get your laptop in there if you're working on the beach. You know, that's what we're doing nowadays, isn't it? If you can get to a beach.
It's a bit more seasonless, isn't it, than a raffia.
Exactly.
A bit more wearable.
So yeah,
fab.
So that's my first look.
Love that look. All right, next up, what have we got?
My next look. So if the colour is a bit much for you, I mean, I love monochrome. Yeah. I think it's chic, it's classic, it's timeless, it just works. Let me start off with the swimming costume. So you've got your cute little swimming costume here, and this is a great little. I mean, you know, you could go to Net-a-Porter and spend an absolute fortune on one of these. And I found this. I think it was. Fashion Union.
Yeah,
was
that's right.
On ASOS
Fashion
or somewhere?
Union, on ASOS.
Yeah, and I think that is just perfect.
It's the scalloped edges which make it look so expensive, isn't it?
It so really, really is. I mean, it's a fantastic copy. Very naughty copy, but a fantastic copy. We're happy. Yeah. So yeah, nice and chic in the black. Kind of, you know, if you don't really want to wear a bikini, but then you want to step out of wearing a swimming costume, I think this is a really nice alternative.
We also say often it's a bit hot as well if you're in a full swimsuit.
Exactly. So you've got a little bit of air, and if you want to flash a little bit of skin, it's a nice way to do it. I think with this look, you know, if you're going to accessorise, I think a pair of gold, you know, twisted gold hoops from Zara will work wonders.
And is that a good way for the beach? Again, if you want to look a bit more glamorous on holiday, add some gold accessories, right?
I mean, just whatever, just accessorise, just, you know, feel the fear and do it anyway. Just look fabulous. Absolutely. Okay. Come on, guys. You know, go hard or go home.
Yeah, agreed.
And then, you know, so you've gone from the beach, you've got your bikini, you've got your swimming costume on, and then you've got your fabulous ruffle. I said ruffles and frills are going to be everywhere this season. They are. I think that is just wonderful.
Such a good dress.
It's joy. So it brings that joy, but without being too full on and in your face. You know, without the colour. But, you know, the polka dots are really fun.
Everyone can wear that, can't they?
Everyone can wear that. And if you've eaten too much around the pool,
bit of float.
You know, a bit of float. Yeah. You've got the Empire line here that just shimmers over all those curves that you don't want to see.
It's a post-lunch dress.
Post-lunch dress. And then you've got your lovely, I like a pair of statement glasses. I like a pair of oversized square glasses. Again, a little bit 70s. I think these black ones are great.
Yeah, very glamorous again.
Very glamorous.
With black sandals, this one.
So let me have a look here. put all this back. I'm not used to hanging up stuff. I usually throw it on the ground. So I think we've gone for the black basket again here, haven't we?
Why not?
This is doing very well, this black basket.
It's a good investment. There you go. If you need one thing. Yeah.
What's great about it is you can take it from the beach to the bar, to the office.
Yeah, it's a travel bag as well,
absolute
isn't it?
travel bag. And I think that works really well together.
Yeah,
all of that works really, really lovely. And again, I just think this detail here is just super.
Yeah.
And then I think we've got
the black sandals.
I think it was these black sandals.
It was. And I'm obsessed with these. They are amazing.
I mean, I can say this, but these just kind of remind me, I'm not African, but they remind me of my husband's dad. He would wear something like this.
Well, then he's my style icon because I'm into it.
The most, you know, he's African, like African dad sandals, I think are just the way forward.
It's a trend, you heard it here first.
So
you tried them on before, they look so cool.
They do look cool. So cool. Might have to get my head around them, but yeah, they're,
Okay, well, I'm here for them, Okay, look, number 3. What have we got? Something a little softer, a little more feminine this time.
We've gone, I do love all white or cream and white. For me, cream and white is one of the most dreamiest combos.
Very elegant.
Very, very elegant. And this is this is just too much. This is so exciting, this thing. It is quite a deep V.
Yeah.
So for all you flat-chested ladies, this will work brilliantly. If you're not so flat-chested like myself, I do struggle a little bit, depending on, you know, what type of chest you've got, you know, how soft or, you know what I mean? How pert they are. You know, you could struggle a little bit. But you know what? If you really want to wear this, you could wear it with a, I know it sort of defeats the object. If you love it and you think you're not going to be able to wear it without anything underneath, you could wear like a little string bikini underneath, like a little white string bikini. I know it's a little bit fussy, but if you love it that much, but it's great because it doubles up as a body.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've been wearing this out 100%.
Exactly. Like, you know, a nice floaty skirt or, you know, some jeans or some little A-line shorts, some high-waisted A-line shorts would look fab with this. But I found these, I thought these were absolutely gorgeous, very beachy, very chic. I mean,
these are H&M.
H&M, I mean, the high street has never been so good. Yeah. I love the cutout detail, and you've got the little shorts underneath, little wide leg.
Yes, you're not going to have any knickers on the show with these as well, which is great.
Exactly. Well, you know, you've got your sort of swimming costume. But what's lovely about these, I think I've teamed this with the white chunky sandal.
Let's get those.
Yeah, with the white chunky sandal. I'm looking around at my edit and I'm thinking I've definitely got a thing for the chunky sandal.
Yeah, there's a theme going on here.
But do you know what? That is a great, comfortable daytime look. But this would look brilliant with a little kitten heel.
Oh, yeah.
A little sling back kitten heel would work wonders as well.
Fab.
You know, if you were going to go to a nice restaurant.
Like a beach club.
Exactly, or a beach club, exactly.
Fab.
But I love that cream and white.
There's
and
some white sunnies as well.
Yeah, where are they? Oh, yeah.
They're on the swimsuit.
And then again, for extra fabulousness, we've gone for a white cat eye sunglass from Other Stories.
I love a white. To me, a coloured sunglass, that's a good sunglasses. That's a good hack.
And I think we no. Gosh, I'm getting confused. Yes, it was this bag. It was this bag.
It's that one, yeah.
All too exciting. And then, just like a linen tote.
Yes.
Lueva have just cut. Is it Lueva? Am I pronouncing it Lueva?
Close enough.
Close enough. You know what I mean, guys.
I know the one.
We have actually, they've actually gone crazy. Everyone's gone crazy for their bags this season. So these are lovely little dupes that, and I think that's a really, really cool one, actually.
You'll have that forever as well. That is so classic.
You'll have it forever.
Great.
Are we meant to be talking about hats? I feel like we've forgotten all the hats.
We forgot the hats. Let's bring on some hats because you know what? Both of these are, I mean, they're very large, first of all, but these will go with pretty much everything on your rail, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, with the 70s vibe, I can see this working. I can't remember. I think actually it goes with this one. Yeah. I mean, look, again, just
fab.
Really, really beautifully made. I think this is like an independent hat designer. And we want to support independent designers as well because, you know, everyone's gone through a hard time, but especially them.
Exactly.
So, yeah, these were two of my faves that I picked out.
And again, a really good hack if your hair's looking a bit rubbish.
Absolutely.
A hat.
Absolutely.
Hat and a silk scarf around a bun.
There you go. And the great thing about the silk scarf is you don't always have to use what comes with the hat.
Yes.
You can put the silk scarf, just swap it out, put it round the hat, you know, to match your outfit, coordinate.
Fab. There you go. Good hack. I like it. Okay, there we go. We'll stick these back over here. They're a bit large for the set, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, look for some bold colour this time.
So back to the bold colour, and I found this little cord. What is that? Is that not? Okay, so we haven't got the shorts here. This is why I'm getting confused. Okay, so this actually comes with little shorts.
Matching shorts, yeah.
And that's the headscarf.
Got you.
Or,
You could wear
or
that
the
as a sarong.
You could,
right? That's a bit short. No, okay, maybe not.
maybe with your butt hanging out.
Maybe a child could.
But
sure.
you could definitely wear it as a little handkerchief top. You know, if that's your vibe. Again, you know, around your hat or around your basket or whatever. But what I love about a co-ord is it's a kind of one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You're just done. You haven't got to think about it.
You know, you're speaking my language.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, it's for the, dare I say it, the lazy dresser.
Correct.
You know, it's just, you know, it's a one-stop shop, and but it's lovely because you can wear them as two pieces as well. You wear them together. You know, the shirt will obviously look great with, you know, over some jeans or, you know, some shorts, and you could obviously wear the shorts with a swimming costume or whatever. So I'm all over the co-ords actually.
Good investment.
Absolute great investment. I like the baskets with it, and the hat I'd probably do with, you know, just to kind of tap into that sort of beachy, breezy, sort of nautical vibes, like that together. And with your choice of chunky sandals.
We have actually got these. I mean, I'm obsessed with these colourful Birkenstocks. I think again, if you're a bit scared of colour, what a way to just easily get a bit of colour into your summer wardrobe.
And what's lovely about this green has been around for a few years, but it's still, I think it's become, you know how the black leggings became like a staple?
Yes.
I feel like this green is going to be here for a long while.
It's so flattering. That's why it's a good green.
Yeah, it's really popular, and it's not too garish. It's quite soft, and I really like it with the turquoise. Actually, I think it really works.
This shade of green with a coral as well.
With a coral,
so
absolutely
good.
divine.
And
Very Birkenstocks are, well, the Birkenstock is absolutely back. It's made. So I've dug out all my old Birkenstocks.
Yeah.
But what's lovely about these, I believe, I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, I think these are vegan. These ones.
Well, they feel like rubber, which also means because Birkenstocks can take some time to break in, can't they?
Exactly.
And I reckon these are quite comfortable from the get-go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
well, good to know.
yeah.
Great. All right, final look. This final look was cobbled together sort of from your outfit today.
Lastminute.com. So, I mean, I've got...
Go for it. Go on, show the world.
Oh, my goodness. Well...
You don't have to.
Well, I've got the bra on and everything.
Oh, right. Well, maybe don't then.
So, but we'll... Okay, well, I've got a swimming costume.
There you go.
I've got the swimming costume on, guys.
Love this leopard swimming costume.
Well, leopard print never dates, does it, really?
Really cool.
So it's just super classic, and it's great to kind of... It works really well with the white, you know, a white cotton shirt over a nice bikini, like a leopard print bikini or swimming costume. But I also love it. I would probably wear it. I don't know if that's going to come up on the screen.
It will, yeah.
Am I going to come up on the screen?
You will, yeah.
So I would wear it with kind of a pop of orange.
Love this.
I love
this
orange.
combo. Yeah.
This is just from Boohoo, this. I love that. Just an oversized kind of dad shirt over the swimming costume or bikini, or maybe a hot pink or something like that, or even like a bolder green if you really are, you know, someone who loves colour.
Cool.
But yeah, leopard print's great. And yeah, I'd probably wear it with those...
We've got these ones. Oh, there are these from Nasty Girl.
Oh, there's those from Nasty Girl.
Which, God, those are soft, aren't they?
They're what, sorry?
Soft.
They're
That
very
bit is
soft.
so soft.
I'm just so all over. And these, I mean, I've worn...
Yeah, love those.
I've got these at home and I've just worn them to a festival, and I can totally vouch for these.
There we
They're very,
go.
very comfortable and look great with everything.
Perfect.
God, I'm out of breath now.
We've got one more bag, Karen, that you wanted to give a shout out to
my
as
God,
well, which goes
absolutely.
with everything, but let's not forget.
So, I mean, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know I love these Hermosa bags. They come in every colour of the rainbow. This, I think, is really chic for,
great
you know,
colour.
if you want to sort of just keep it quite chill with your colour. I really like this. It's like a linen sort of texture, and then I love a bit of personalisation as well.
Yeah.
So we've got the KW on there. It's
Very
got my
chic.
name on it. It's coming home with me. Yeah, and again, one of those bags that you can kind of keep forever.
Yeah.
And it won't really date. It's just
Also
a lovely little tote.
A good travel bag too.
A great travel bag.
Thank you so much. I'm being so inspired. You should go and find some colourful beachwear now. Thank you. It was such a pleasure.
You are very
We'll
welcome.
come back and do autumn winter next time.
Anytime.
Colour in autumn winter. That is it for today. Thank you so much to Karen, to Hope, Idalia, Patrick, and of course Becky, Laura, and Heather. On the next show, we've got more fab content for you. We've got a look at the on-point accessories of Free People creative director Ebony Francis. Bryony Sheridan, aka Bryony Ray, is here with some of the most beautiful tablescapes you have ever seen. Plus, there's food with summer pine, body beauty with Adiola, and lots more. You won't want to miss it. In the meantime, we would absolutely love it if you could please comment below, give us a thumbs up, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye-bye.